Welcome to the Reverberations podcast, where we explore the human experience and the journey of self-discovery. What's good, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Reverberations. In the last episode, we dialed into the path of service and what that looks like, what it feels like, what it entails to be of service. The path of service is a journey of devotion, relentless self-discovery, of remembering, of reclamation, of service to our genuine, intrinsic truth, as well as a leap into the abyss of discarding stored trauma in our body, limiting beliefs, acts of betrayal, abandonment, any and all forms of abuse, our own addictions, afflictions, and self-inflicted wounding. With this comes the invitation of unwinding the constriction within our heart from how we give others permission to treat us, and shaving off the layers of scar tissue we built around our most powerful resource for magnetizing our truest truth. All to return to the essence of love. To love and welcome love is risky, as with love comes the most potent of learning experiences about oneself. The creative force that love births into our world is beyond measure. In loving partnerships, the opportunity for self-growth cannot be understated. Our partnerships are a reflection of ourselves in real time. After all, we chose our partner and chose to engage in the exploration of whatever may unfold. We chose to enter the arena and open up to the vulnerable adventure that love presents. The potential to settle into blame, projection, and victim consciousness when things go awry is only accommodating to our self-serving satiation to suppress feeling our own personal truth and reflecting on what could reveal the key to experiencing the full expression of ourself. This revelation of love's gift when we experience a breakup establishes a crack in the surface where, if we choose to accept, lifts the veil and removes the mask of an identity that no longer serves us. This is an invitation and an opportunity to break the pattern of constricted thought, limiting beliefs, and choices that aren't in alignment with what we wish to experience, which is our soul's directive and our loving yes, our full fuck yes. Projecting our woes on a previous partner only holds us in a cycle that will eventually reveal itself in a future experience unless we release the blame, projection, and honor personal responsibility and accountability. This requires a deeper level of authenticity, integrity, and respect with and for oneself than we may be accustomed to. It's in this vulnerability, this radical vulnerability, that transformation, transmutation occurs, alchemy happens, and true healing unfolds. Practicing gratitude and a deep level of appreciation for our experience is the maturation process and the alchemical gold that leads to sacred union and divine partnership. Love always finds a way, always on purpose and always on time. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. All else is a reflection of where we are within. Seeking for love or projection of blame comes from a place of lack, a place where we aren't whole. The truth is, we are whole and holy. We're a holy emanation of the one creative consciousness that's forever revealing itself. Therefore, as we become more transparent and clear with our true innate self and tune into our personal frequency at which we vibrate, it's like dialing into the main line of God consciousness. It's all here, always has been, always will be. We just get to remove what no longer serves us and what we have resisted to release out of fear. As we release fear, we recognize love is always here. And always, it presents itself once we are vulnerable enough to accept our personal truth. This is the fun part, where the magic begins to show up. The alchemy is this synchronistic journey. Though as we know, our relationships provide us, at times, a grueling course study and a reflection of where we are on our journey, of what we've chosen to accept. In my own personal experience, I went through a period of time of where my relationships broke me down to every last compound of where I entered into the dark night of my soul. And I recognized that I had to step outside of the noise, the repetitive storylines, and recognize that if the same thing is continuing to show up, the same end result, then I had to listen even deeper. I had to reflect upon the things that were shared with me. I had to look at the experience of where I was either not showing up or making choices that didn't honor my mission, my purpose, my passion, where I wasn't present, where I compromised the sanctity of the divine for the moment, of where I dropped into self-preservation, of where I forgot the essence of my truth, of who I really was, of where I chose to engage and re-enter situations that were unhealthy. So I went on a soul journey to reconnect with what I knew to be true deep within and throughout, to leave the familiar and take the deepest dive into reclaiming my heartfelt desire, my natural vibrancy, my soul's yes, the me that I know to be true, my strength, my inner fire, my sacred masculine. And I recognized that I had compromised it and mitigated it time and time again out of fear of who I might be on the other side. And it always seemed to provide the perfect reasoning as to why I was only having marginalized successes. I needed the breakthrough because the breakdown was more painful than anything that I had experienced because I witnessed I was doing it to myself over and over again. As one of my colleagues and friends said, let go or be dragged. Learning to tame the ego and let go of what we expect life to be and truly, gently, lovingly holding the mirror up to ourselves presents us with a whole other way of engaging in the world around us, making choices that resonate within and support what we wish to experience throughout, are healing at a cellular level, and also amplify the signal of what we wish to align with. This is what connection, human connection, what love, what compassion, what presence is. It was in that moment that I remembered me and the deeper we are indeed better together. This is where the better together ethos became my mantra. I vowed to be of absolute service to this, my truth, to others' truth, our collective truth, to hold others with compassion, gentleness, remember the magic, to be a humble servant, listen deeper, and talk with more presence and purpose, to see the future within the present, to honor my boundaries and respect others, to openly communicate from a voice of responsibility rather than reactivity, to no longer repeat the trauma bonding, to breathe love where there is apathy, to breathe peace where there is conflict, to love anyway, always, in all ways, to be of service, to serve others, to serve humanity, to serve my mission with passion, with presence, with intention, with gratitude, deep reverence. When love in life is worth every bit of what's revealed, we have an opportunity to step up or step aside. There's too much at stake to live a life half-lived. Love doesn't hold back. Its waves continue to crash against the shore. Right here, right now, is where life lives and breathes. We're here to live with a complete sense of adventure, to be of service, to love and be loved, to heal generational trauma and merge with Source. There's always an opportunity for growth in every moment. We must be willing to set aside our ego, our pride, our rightness, and look in the mirror with an honest reflection. Breaking patterns isn't running away from them. It's confronting them and initiating inspired action with the support and guidance of a loving community. To lean in, to say yes to ourself, our favorite self. And this is the journey of reclamation, the journey of remembering, the journey of becoming who we always knew to be true. And the ongoing joke was like, when are you going to come out of your basement? I was literally hiding in the basement of my own humanness, scared to come out, fear of being rejected, afraid to be seen, not wanting to endure the pain of the human experience, Though that's not what I signed up for. That's not what I said yes to when I came into this human experience in this incarnation. And through a process of continuing to open, continuing to unfold, continuing to say yes, continuing to remember who I am, the breakdown was now entering breakthrough. I made some choices that dissolved my coaching and wellness practice. So I went back into the workplace of what was familiar, of what was safe, of what was predictable. Then on Friday the 13th last year, I made the commitment that that was no longer my truest truth, that it was holding me back from the essence of what I knew to be true, that I would continue to repeat these cycles of not being good enough, of feeling unworthy, of marginalized success, that I never fully lived, that I was never fully alive. I chose to be the living evidence of what I am here to be of service to. I began to unwind, reverse all of the constriction, all of the pattern behaviors, all of the limiting beliefs, one by one, dead on, face first. Take me, raw, naked, fully exposed, vulnerability on a whole other level. Though it's what I know to be true. It's how love has its way. And I knew that if I continued, that if I stayed the course, that if I continued to show up, leading from my heart space, that everything that would reveal itself would be in resonance with my heartfelt desire. That would be an expression of my passion. That would embody my purpose. And I would emanate presence. And I would restore my natural vibrancy. That I would amplify my love. That I would anchor my truest truth. That I would remember my soul's yes. That I would begin to experience my most intimate and expansive vision. And that love, sacred union, would first be experienced within, where I'd love the shit out of myself so that I would be fully present to love unabashedly, unequivocally, another human being, fully devoted to heal live stream in the moment and enter into partnership in the most healthy and available of ways. And when we say yes to this, in our amazing, grandiose universe, it all appears to be governed by multidimensional law and mathematical order. There's a harmonic flow that lives and breathes through us and as us, through all things, animate and inanimate, seen and unseen. This is a soundtrack of our experience. We are the symphonic orchestra. The chorus is not only getting louder, it becomes more articulate, as well as more harmonious, and tuned in to celebrating life's soundtrack of love, of togetherness, of union. War's battle cry is shifting to the siren song and the warrior's chant. The freedom of self-expression is ringing the bell, sounding the alarm, as well as creating a direct connection with higher states of consciousness resounding throughout the entire cosmos. We are breaking down and breaking through, collectively. For if we give ourselves permission to fully embody our heartfelt desire, our soul's yes, our most intimate, expansive vision, and we take the responsibility and are accountable for ourselves, everything else begins to resonate with the same frequency. As a human on this planet, we're dialing into our uniqueness, our individual creative expression, and recognizing that at the core of our being, there is a deep inclination to freely express this without fear. When the perceived, imposed standard of freedom no longer supports the foundation of our authentic self, the fibers of our patterned way of being begin to break down, and we seek to explore new ways of experiencing life. We begin to experience what we once thought was impossible or impassable. Our love for self roots in. It's felt within our body. We embody it as our nervous system shifts from reacting with anxiety to responding with compassion, with empathy, with unconditional love. Our appreciation for others begins to expand and amplify. We root in to the garden of life. We learn to express our unconditional love without fear of judgment. We feel the freedom and the liberated consciousness that it brings. Our soul embraces our mind and body in an emotional, yeah, we remember. This sets the energy in motion as the electric current enlightens every cell within, activates it. They all high-five each other, dancing in union, in harmony, radiating love within our body, expressing it throughout. The revolution won't be televised because it's a revolution of love as we break through our boundaries of limitations that we have accepted, that we have given permission to. This revolution is recognizing, remembering, and feeling at the core of our being, our natural vibrancy, our innate power, our potential. With this comes the responsibility to honor it with integrity and support harmony in a more sustainable way of experiencing this life, co-creating the potential to experience the most magnanimous shift throughout all of history is infinite. Why do we choose to shun it, pretend it's all a joke, become disengaged, disassociated, or choose something out of desperation or fear? It's not our only choice. Choosing to feel what's in our heart as we open to the possibility of what we once thought was impossible. The revolution is not just the act, it's who we are, moment to moment. It's a re-evolution, a conscious choice of where we recognize one another and celebrate our breakthrough. We're all here experiencing the matrix of endless possibilities. There's no need to control the grid as it's ever expanding. We just get to play within its framework. We are the grid, and we expand with it, with radical trust that love always has its way, divinely orchestrated. We're expanding into a space where love's destructive counterpart, fear, disintegrates inside the moment of love's creative potential of radical trust. So I'd like to offer this. Thank you, love. Thank you, love, for waking me from my slumber. Thank you, love, for burning away the impurities that plagued my mind. Thank you, love, for allowing me to fall. Thank you, love, for holding me as I picked up the pieces. Thank you, love, for being my biggest fan. Thank you, love, for being my best friend. Thank you, love, for reminding me of who I am. Thank you, love, for being the perfect mirror. Thank you, love, for accepting me as me, for all of me. Thank you, love, for always seeking yourself. Thank you, love, for showing up raw, real, authentic, genuine, as is, always, in all ways. Thank you, love, for allowing the space to deepen into my truest truth. Thank you, love, for honoring your space. Thank you, love, for all that you offer, for all that you birth into creation. Thank you, love, for providing the opening for the inner exploration and experiencing of forgiveness, compassion, reverence, adornment, devotion, and genuine truth in all that I have yet to experience. That's beyond the beyond form, beyond comprehension, beyond any ideation. Thank you, love. for breathing me as I breathe you. Thank you, love, for growing my competency to tune into the subtle energies of myself. Thank you, love, for being the life force, the inspiration, the essence, and catalyst of my evolution. Thank you, love, for receiving and deeply listening. Thank you, love, for reminding me to slow down enough to value the sweet nectar of the present moment. Thank you, love, for trusting me again and again as I rise to be that which I know to be true. Thank you, love, for never, ever giving up on me. Thank you, love, for loving anyways. Thank you, love, for allowing me to be an instrument of your truth. Thank you, love, for the memories we've yet to create. Thank you, love, for showing up and revealing yourself to me, for showing up as we live stream our experience in divine union. Thank you, love, for choosing me. Thank you, love. Thank you. The power and the potential of this message is that it's just not about romantic love. This is a journey of self-discovery, of reclaiming our soul's yes, our heartfelt desire, our most intimate and expansive vision, of being able to express our passion, embody our purpose, and emanate presence. And to all my brothers and those that identify with the masculine, there is an opportunity to tune in with the energy that's set in motion as we can lean into the power that love beholds. Like water, it could be soft, it could be destructive, and it's the most nourishing creative force that's out there. So remembering who we are, as we are byproducts of love, as love, for love, through love, and in love, our warrior's call is to empower ourself, to activate and express our inner fire, to be able to hold the space of love for the feminine. And the only way that we could do that is hold it for ourselves. The journey of remembering and becoming and reclaiming and embodying for myself was the longest dark night of the soul that I had experienced. Self-imposed, chosen, though the only way that I would be able to alchemize the traumas, the challenges, the things that were holding me back, the things that I desired, my truth, my purpose, my passion, being present, they were all escaping me. And the only one that could do anything about it is me. At the same time, reaching out, connecting with people, being vulnerable, sharing with my brothers, having fun with my guys, talking about things that are deeper than the surface, of speaking our truth, of what's moving through us and how we can hold each other accountable and responsible. And just as David Dieta says, it's the way of the superior man. If this message touched you, resonated with you in any way, or if there's anybody out there that you know that could benefit from this, please feel free to pass it on. It's about building the fire, arm in arm, and being the instruments of our mission, our purpose, our passion, and being so deeply present, of being inside the moment. The time is now. The invitation is here. We are better together. Have an amazing day. I love you all. My soul already sees you. I already know you're there. You're here within. You're everywhere. I merge with you. I breathe with you. As you. In love with you.
feel